We're all set to bring you NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan, joined as always by Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. And the injury to Devin Harris. That's the story here, Clark. Unfortunately, he is out.
Well, since the last game when we saw him leave with that injury, the news appears to have gone from bad to worse, guys, and that's terribly disheartening. The speed of that young player, man, we're going to miss that, and he could be out a long time.
Yeah, so sad. I mean, I was not anticipating that news. I love watching this guy play. So talented. So this is really a worst-case scenario for him and his team. Let's just hope that his rehab goes well and that he's back on the court before too long.
Looking at the starting five for the Phoenix Suns. B-Train in a two-guard. He's out there with Dragic. Hiles Plumlee out there with P.J. Tucker. And it's Stewart in a power forward position. On defense, Phoenix want to keep rolling here following the win against Memphis.
And they did just what you have to do as a road team, guys. They never allowed any momentum to build up against them. Seemed like every time they took a punch, they had a counter.
You'll like this, Steve. Reverse spurtability, we call that. They had any defensive lapses, they immediately made up for it with some instant offense.
And so it's the Mavericks getting on the board first. Dishes it to Tucker. Shot clock at 6. Here's B-Train. Goes back up. And Wright pulls it down.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
Ellis, the pass to Nelson. Wright sets a screen for Nelson. Ellis goes in. Plumlee with the rebound.
What was the defense doing there? I mean, he is not the guy to give an open look to, and yet they got away with it.
Little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. Nice ball movement by Phoenix. Here's Stewart. Lays it up and makes it in. Nelson with it. Right now averaging 7 points a game. He feeds it to Ellis. Shot off the pick, and it's blocked. Nelson against Dragic. Inside, and he dunks it down.
Well, and the bounce pass was the key to the play.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Nelson against Dragic. Nowitzki a screen. And Parsons kicks to Nowitzki. No good off the back of the rim.
Not really the start they wanted. They missed 3 of their first 4 shots from the field.
And the pass to B-Train. Expanding his range. That's it, coming off an assist from Dragic. B-Train's got himself on the board with 3 there. Mavericks trailed by 5. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
And here is Nowitzki. He picked up 18 points in their last win against the Nuggets in Denver. Ellis, the 10-footer, finds the target. Ellis has got his first basket of the night.
Well, he had that height separation there on the mid-range jump shot. Really good job of taking advantage of that.
It's Dragic with the drive. Rejected by Nowitzki. It's going to be out of bounds. The Suns will retain possession. And some changes here for the Mavericks. Chandler comes in for Brandon Wright. And it's Aminu in for Dirk Nowitzki. The Suns making a switch here. Here's Dragic. Softly drops in the floater.
Guys, that time he went for the fancy finish for us there, man. That was sweet.
For Dallas, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Nelson dishes to Ellis. Chandler with a screen for Ellis, and it's Aminu in the corner. Here's Chandler. That misses off the backboard. So for Dallas, their last game a win against the Nuggets in Denver.
You know, their percentage from long range that game was off the charts. It seemed like every time the home crowd got going, they just took the wind out of their sails with another three-point barrage.
Yeah, those bombs were really falling. Great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and trigger the fast break.
Wow, and now it's just a one-possession game thanks to that quick hitter. Fantastic basketball on the open floor.
Morris, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the strike for 2. It goes on Chandler Parsons. Phoenix shooting their first free throws of the night right here.
Well, the season numbers for this club really low. I mean, this is something that the team has been focusing on. They've got to improve.
And you look at what they shot from the line last season, and it's so much higher. I mean, you wouldn't think it's possible to take such a tumble in the span of just 1 year.
Jay Crowder's checked in for Dallas. Felton comes in for Jameer Nelson. Warren's checked in for the Suns. Thomas comes in for Goran Dragic. Here's Ellis. And that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. And it's 6 points for Ellis.
Well, he's found his game and his rhythm this quarter. He's gotten into a nice groove.
Thomas kicks to Morris. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
You know, the dunks are few and far between for the big guy, but every once in a while we get one just like that.
It's not hard to believe that kind of size might keep you from being a high flyer.
Yeah, that's a lot of man right there to try to get up off the ground, Kevin.
And so it's Dallas with it. After the Suns pick up 2. And it's Ellis penetrating, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Ellis has got 8 points.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
Pass to Beachman. Top of the key. And that one goes long.
You know, when the shot's not there for you, you've just got to recognize it, move the ball on.
Yeah, I think he had tunnel vision right there. His only thought was to shoot it, no matter what else was going on. These defenders look overmatched right now, especially inside.
Yeah, you look at the numbers, 10 of the last 12 points have come from close range, so I agree.
Now, here's Warren. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Thomas, no good.
Well, that's a surprising miss right there. He usually feasts on those wide open opportunities.
And Monte Ellis the bucket on the assist by Felton. 10 points for Monte Ellis.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Taking advantage of the defense, really pounding it down low.
Thomas kicks to Warren. Passes it to Beachman. Over in the corner, Warren. And that's out of bounds. Phoenix will retain possession.
A super defensive play. I mean, if that pass gets through, it's probably 2 points.
And he knew that. He knew if it gets through, it's a score, so that's why he sold out for it and got a hand on it.
Phoenix with the ball. From deep. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Thomas got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. It's a tie game in Dallas. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Back to the second quarter. And what do you think, guys, about Dallas here in this one?
I was impressed with their transition game, guys. They really got out and ran the lanes.
Yeah, they did. I mean, no better way to get easy buckets than through fast breaks.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the floor for Dallas, they've got Al Farouk Aminu. Brandon Wright is out there with Jake Cruft. Then it's Jameer Nelson. Then it's Felton in at the 2 spot. Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, B-Train in the last matchup against the Grizzlies came through when they needed him to. He dropped 14 points and flashed his range a few times in the process. It was a great contribution from someone who is considered a bit more of a role player on his team.
All right, Doris, thanks. That really was a spectacular game for him, even by Steve his standards.
Well, those are pretty high standards ordinarily. We'll see how much it carries over. It's not a performance that will be easy to repeat.
But you like to have that in your arsenal and on your resume so you can call on it the next time you get out on the court. So I think it'll serve him better than it won't.
Here's Nelson. The Suns getting the bucket. Wright with a screen on Thomas. Aminu, the pass to Nelson. Dallas moving it around. Wright, good, and a nice assist from Nelson. And the Mavericks lead by 2.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but their cutting, their movement together as a unit that's led to that.
Now here's Plumlee. Right now averaging 5 points a game.
Ran his man straight into that screen to open the lane up for the hoop.
Dirk Nowitzki.
Dialed in from long range. I like it.
Checked in for the Suns. The free throw off from Plumlee.
Okay, guys, let's focus and get down to business. Now, here's a few things I took away from
The third quarter now. Looking to pull away in the last half of the game. Monte Ellis has been sensational.
Yeah, what a remarkable half, the way he attacked the rim and scored in the paint. Defenders, they were trying to slow him down any way possible, but he still got through.
Easier said than done when he's the penetrator. His speed and agility make him extremely hard to defend.
Getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Jason Kidd. B-Train in at shooting guard. He's out there with Dragic. E.J. Tucker is out there with Plumlee. And it's Stewart in at the 4. Parsons' shot is off. Suns trail by 3. There's the pass to Stewart. And it's blocked by Wright. It's going to be out of bounds. The Suns will retain possession. 14 seconds. Right side, Dragic. Shot clock at 5. Right side, Dragic. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Mavericks leading by 3. Parsons dishes to Ellis. Dallas again missing.
It's been a cold spell for them coming out of the half, missing their first 3 shots. A tough start.
It's Dragic with the drive. Pass to Tucker. Feeds to Dragic. Fades and shoots. No luck. So the Mavericks will take it the other way. And going against Phoenix, their first meeting of the season.
Well, these teams were very similar in a lot of ways last year, especially in the standings. They were able to take the season series from them.
Now here's Wright. Nelson, no one around him. Hits the three-point bomb. Nelson's got the first bucket of the third here for the Mavs. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Here's B-Train. Right now averaging 11 points a game. And the basket good. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. Dragic against Nelson. Nowitzki sets a screen for Nelson. It's Nowitzki, top of the key. Shot, high post. Good, and a nice assist from Nelson. Nowitzki's got the lead back up to 6 now for the Mavs. For Phoenix, they've gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. Dragic with it, picked up by Ellis. Dragic against Ellis. Nelson with the steal. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Here's Wright, and the powerful one-handed slam.
Well, this is how you completely rattle an opponent's rhythm.
Yeah, you know, such terrific on-the-ball defense to trigger the transition opportunity.
And it wasn't just the tough D, it was the exclamation point they put on the fast break with the slam.
Phoenix with the ball. Following the score by Dallas. B-Train. Parsons with the rebound. Parsons got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Now Nelson. He's got 10. Ellis kicks to Nelson. Here's Nowitzki. And the Mavericks getting another bucket right there.
You got to like his shot selection today. He set a good example for the rest of his teammates.
Al-Farouq Aminu. He's checked in for the Mavericks. And a change for the Suns. Morris is checked in. Suns trail by 10. outside Dragic.